Hello, everyone. Today we are back in the little Willy Wonka room, and I want to do kind of like the last video, just several little things. I'm hoping to get the suckers made to stick around. I'm hoping to do the candy cane tree, and then there's a few little things in the little Oompa Loompa cave back here that I'm gonna do in the back. I've finally found a way to use the lickable wallpaper, so I'm gonna try to include that into this. But you know, I said I was wanting to show the type of chocolate that I eat in every video, and some of the last videos I've not been showing that, but today I have hot chocolate in my Willy Wonka cup, so I just wanted to show that. So anyways, let's get on with the video and see where to start. So we're going to start with this UV resin that my sister ordered for me, and I just got home and she had this here waiting on me, and I was like really excited. At first I thought, what is this? And then I realized what it was, and I was just so excited. So this is actually where I'm going to start, and I already had this out, and it came with these cool little molds that you can mold things out. And I really was happy that it had this round one, because I actually took a hole punch and I punched a little hole in it right here so that my stick can lay in there. Let me see if I can find a stick. That way I can lay the stick in there like that and pour the resin over there. And I'm not sure, I think I punched the hole a little too big, so I'm hoping it don't like go through there, because that hole's bigger than what the stick is. But actually I think my sticks are going to be a little bit bigger than that anyway, so maybe it'll fill that hole up a little bit. And this is what it looks like. It comes in a bottle like this, and this is like completely like new for me. I've never done this, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be easy. I mean, I think you just put it in here, and then I've got this light. It's a UV light, and I'll just stick it in there. This actually belongs to my niece, but I borrowed that so I could hopefully get this done. But all right, so I'm going to read about this and see how long it takes to do it. All right, so I'm kind of freaking out, but I'm going to start doing this, and I'm not sure. It says to be very careful with the lighting. Like, it says to work indoors because the sunlight will cure it. And I don't know if this light is going to cure it as I'm working with it. So I'm actually going to turn this light off just so. Oh, wait, never mind. That's way too dark. All right, so maybe, I don't know if this light will hurt or not. This isn't exactly a UV light, but hopefully it won't mess with this. I was going to turn the light off so it ain't so bright, but all right, so here's the mold, here's the sucker stick, and I hope it doesn't, like I said, run out of that little hole. But well, now it's not coming out, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, there's something up in there. All right, so I had to get that out. Now we can see through it. You can definitely tell I've not done this. All right, so let's do this. Okay, it's a little thicker than I expected it to be, which is good, because I thought the more liquid that is, the worse it's going to leak out of that little gap. But I'm just going to put that light on it, and hopefully that's going to work. It says to do it for like 2 to 4 minutes under a light like this, but that's like 60 seconds. So I'll just have to do it a few times. But I'm going to do it this once and then just see if it got hard at all. All right, so this is counting down from 60 seconds, and I've done this 6 times or something, maybe 5. Well, 6. So we're just waiting for it to get done. And okay. Ooh, Okay, now I've not touched it at all during the 6 times that I've done this. So I'm going to pull the light away, and I'm kind of afraid to touch it because I don't want to like put a fingerprint on it. Oh my gosh, it's hard. It did it. I think it did it. Oh my gosh, I think I just want to do it. Well, I'm going to do it one more time, but I'm going to try to take it out of the mold first. Oh my gosh, it popped right out. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now, oh man, that's just awesome. Um, okay, so I'm going to do that 4 more times. I got 4 more to make at least to go inside that mushroom. So I'm going to make 4 more of these, but like I said, I think just because I'm weird, I'm going to put it in there for like another minute. I don't know why I can't believe that. I mean, it's made to be doing that, so I don't know why it wouldn't work, but it's just I'd never done it before. So here's where I'm at. Now I've got 11 made. I may make an even 12, but they look really cool. And the magic will come with the painting. So I will paint those in a little bit. But what I want to do now is I actually have this little lid that is quite a bit larger. And I kind of want to make some in here. I just don't know how the resin will react to that plastic lid because this is plastic, like a hard plastic. And I don't know if it'll come out of there once I cure it because this is like a flexible stuff. So I hope it will work in this. I just hope I don't waste that much of the resin. I just hope it'll pop out when it cures. So I'm going to try that and see what happens. All right, so the big one is in there. It took quite a bit of resin, so hopefully it'll pop out of there and work so that I don't feel like I've wasted that much resin. Um, so we're just waiting. All right, so it's been in there like 4 times, so, or 5. I don't know how many times. I've lost track. But let's take this off and check it out. I think it's good. I'm going to do it one more time. And then I'm going to try to pop it out. I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to. I feel like I'm roasting a marshmallow. Now this actually gets hot, not the light itself, but that resin, it gets really hot, which is so weird. I don't know what makes it do that, but it totally does. It said that it would, and I didn't believe it, so I touched it, and it was really, really, really warm. I mean, I would almost say it's hot. It was more than warm. But anyway, all right, just about done. I think it's going to do good. I don't know about pulling it. Oh, wait. No. Okay. All right, let's try to pop that thing out. I don't know if I should let it cool down or not, but... Oh. Oh, it worked. It's a little foggy looking, but that's okay. I really don't care. See how it looks a little foggier than this. I don't know if it's because there's more. I don't know if it's because it hasn't cured all the way through. Now that I've got it out of the plastic, that worked really well though, by the way. Um, Let me try it one more time just to make sure that it's cured. So I've decided to make one more of the big ones just so there's not just one. And while I'm doing this, I want to mention a girl on YouTube. Her name is Whitney Labrie. She is also a miniature artist, and she is actually working on a Willy Wonka project that I just think is so cool. I will probably steal some ideas from her. No, I don't know, but I really love what she's doing, and I just want to let y'all know so you can go check her out. And I will probably try to post her little link in the description of my video. But yeah, it's super cute, so go check her out. All right, so now luckily I've got these really cool magazines, and they show these lollipops up really close. And this is kind of how I'm going to try to paint them. You can see some back in here, but this page over here really shows them up close. This is that big mushroom like I've got, and this is where I will try to make these look like this. And I'm going to try to start with this one. I may try to make them look the exact same way that these do. Some of them I'll make up myself. I've got 12 of these made, and then I got two big ones. And I could have, kept going, but then I thought, remember the space. I don't have enough space for like a million. So I'm going to paint a couple of these on camera for you real quick. Now, I don't know how perfect or how well these will be. I will do the ones better that I'm not having to film me doing, because again, I hate trying to work on the camera. But trying to do that, I'm just going to start with, I'm actually going to pick the rougher side, just so it'll be the side that gets covered. And then I'm going to get some white. I'm just going to kind of make a circle. It's kind of hard for me to see because I can see through it and I can't tell where I'm painting. I'm kind of hoping there's like these little lines in here. I'm hoping that once I get this painted that I can just scratch away where I want those lines to be, because it's plastic, so it'll be easy to just scrape it away. But then of course after it dries, I'm going to go over it with like some clear, Mod Podge or something. And I'm going to put a little bit more blue back in the middle just to darken the center of that circle a little bit. So that's kind of all I'm going to do to it. I think that looks close enough. And then I'm going to take the white and just do that little swirly design around it. Or no, actually, I think I want to let this dry. And then I'm going to scratch in those lines. So the next one I'm going to try to do is this one right back here with that little sort of a pink star or like a pink flower shape in the middle. So I've just got some regular pink colored paints, and I'm looking, I guess I'm just going to start with a regular pink and try to do that shape on here. And again, this ain't going to be perfect. It's just got to be, decent. All right, so that is probably all I'm going to do for now. I just want to let these dry before I do the next step. All right, so I've got it to this point, and I think it's dry enough to where I can maybe scratch in that shape that I wanted. So I'm just going to try to do that with this little razor blade. I have a feeling I'm going to want to redo this one. I don't know. I think once I get it done though, it'll look okay. I'm going to touch up the blue, maybe not. I don't know. And instead of putting like a clear coat over this, I'm wondering what it would do to, uh, I'm wondering what it'll do to like put more of the resin over it and harden it on there instead of trying to clear coat over this. Because I feel like just a top layer of resin would be better. And with it being so tiny, it's kind of hard to do. But both sides are going to look pretty good, other than the fact that you see the stick sticking through it. But I'm sure that's how they were in the movie. I mean, I guess I could paint both sides, but I stuck these under the UV light, hoping it would help dry the paint. And I actually think it did help, sort of. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I think the overall look will be okay. So I think altogether it's just going to look good. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and go off camera here and finish these up. And then we'll start maybe the candy cane tree, or there's two other things I'm going to work on today. So it's the candy cane tree and one other thing that you'll just have to wait and see. But I actually think these are going to turn out pretty cute. Now that I got them painted, you can kind of see how it looks. Like the backside's really glossy. And I know this one's just sort of a plain orange, but I noticed there were some plain orange colored ones in there. So what I want to do to make this glossy, instead of using like Mod Podge or whatever, I'm going to do more of the resin, and I'm just going to pour some on here, and I'm going to actually blow it around a little bit and make sure that I get it all over the lollipop. I'm going to make sure I put my lid on there so the light doesn't hit that, or else it'll cure that. You can just let it kind of roll around until it gets all over the entire piece. And then there, it's all over it. So I'm going to stick it under the light real quick. And then that will cure it. And then both sides will be glossy and resin. And then that's kind of what I've done to these. You can see how glossy they are. And now they're like super hard and they're not going to chip. Like, if I had used, Mod Podge or something, it could have still chipped off. So this way, it's like actually in between the resin, so there's no way that paint will chip off. And I've got a bunch of them made, and we'll check those out at the end of the video once I get them placed in the spots where they're going to be. Now, all that's done. So what we're going to do now, we've got two more things we're going to work on. And we're going to finally get back to the candy cane tree. And I don't think it shows up real well. But like I said in the last video, it's like some sort of a clear hose or like a pipe or something. And you can tell, I don't know how well you can tell it, but me looking at the picture, it shows up better looking at it in person. But they do look clear. So I thought finding some type of a hose, like a little clear rubber tube, would work really well. So I found this, which is actually off of someone's oxygen tank, and it's really flexible. And I've actually made one already, and it turned out pretty good. It ain't perfect, but it turned out good enough to where I think when they all come together, they'll look better. Now I'm going to post a little picture, because you can, some of these smaller ones, it looks just like what they call a braided hose, like I don't know what you use it for, but anyway, I thought this would work perfect. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to cut a little piece of wire, and after I do that, I'm going to cut my hose, and I'm actually going to cut the hose a little bit shorter. because later, well, the hose will go down over the wire. And even in the pictures, it looks like the clear hose has a big wire going through it. So this is almost, I'm pretty sure if I had to bet, this is how I would think that they did it actually in the movie. But I'm going to do the wire just so far up in there, but I want a little bit hanging out so I can stick this part in the trunk of the tree, and that's what's going to hold the candy cane on the trunk. So I'm going to snip off this. And then it doesn't want to bend really, really well. I mean, it bends well, it bends easily, but I just feel like I need to cut a little piece out, like wherever I want it to bend. I'm just going to cut out like a little pie shape, but it's still going to have like a little kink in it. So, but once I put the tape around it, you don't really notice it too bad. And then once you get it cut out and get your little piece cut out of this part where you want it to bend, again, I've got this little tape, and these are just little tiny rolls of tape that you use for fingernail art. So I'm just going to take a lot of these colors, and I'm just going to wrap them to make a stripe around the cane to give it that candy cane look, and then just put the wire back in it. Okay, so put that back in there after you wrap it. I just found that it was easier to wrap it first. And then I'm going to take like this paintbrush, and I'm going to bend it around the paintbrush to try to give it a good curve. And then that's kind of what it's going to look like. And it actually looks pretty decent. Here's the one I did with the stripes on it. So I'm just going to sit here and make a bunch of these, and then we'll make the trunk and put them together. And look how cute those are looking. Those are looking so freaking cute. And I'm just loving all the colors. This one tape is really cool. I hope I can get it to focus. Look how cool that tape is. It's got like little stripes of different colors in it. It's like yellow, green, red, and blue. And that's just such a cute color. I can't wait to see how that one looks. Um, but yeah, these are so cute. And then not only do we do this, but actually what I did after is I went over these with a clear, glossy Mod Podge, just in case if that tape decides it wants to peel off. You know, I just go over it with that so that it's like an extra way to bond it to the uh, plastic hose. So yeah, I just wanted to mention the little Mod Podge real quick before I forgot that step. Now, here's what those look like. Let me see if I can get them to show the colors. I think they look super cool. There's the red one. So we're just going to put them on their wires and bend them. And it ain't got the most beautiful curve to it, but it looks like a candy cane. So, I mean, I'm not going to be too worried about it or too picky about it. Now for the trunk, I've got this little piece here. It's actually going to take two pieces because what I can see in the picture is the trunk is skinny and it kind of comes out bigger at the top. So what I'm going to do is hopefully use my glue gun and just try to poke it down in there while it's hot and stretch the top of that apart. But I gotta wipe this glue off of here before I do that. So I cleaned that off, and I'm not really worried if I mess it up because I've got a little bit more left if I need it. But I'm just going to try to stretch the end of it to, you know, kind of gradually just go into a higher or a wider top. All right, so this is where I'm at, and it kind of goes up a little bit, and I've already been putting some tape on here just to decorate it, and I'm still adding colors to it, and these will just kind of fit into each other sort of like this. Now, one thing I found to get the end of the tape, like I was saying, once you cut it, the end of it goes back down onto the roll. And to kind of find the end, I just run my razor blade just really carefully around it, and then that will find it, because my nail is just too thick. Your nail can't really find it, but the razor blade, if you go around it real easily, you can find the end of it. So that's just a little tip if you use this stuff and have trouble finding the end of it. And here we are. Now check out the lollipops, how amazing everything is looking, but we're not focused on that right now. We're going to stick this tree right there, I guess. That's where I just made the hole, so I guess that's where it's going to go. So I'm just going to stick a wire in here. And I really wished I could super glue it. Oh, I was going to say I wish I could super glue it, and I didn't know where the super glue was, and it's sitting right in front of me. All right, so I'm going to super glue that wire. I don't know if that's really enough to hold it, but I think it will once that pushes it down in there. All right, so here's the top or the lower trunk. And then we've got the upper trunk, and I need to clip away some of that extra wire. All right, so there's that, and it just fits right down in the lower trunk since I spread it out with the whatchamadoodle, the glue gun. And then here goes the candy canes. That's looking super cute. I just hope I can get all these in there, because that was kind of a tight fit. I'm just gonna have to sit here and work them in, but I think I'll get them in there. I may have made too many. I might can raise, I think what I need to do is, let's just do this. I think it's going to be better to do this. I got the candy canes done. I'm trying to pick some to where the pink and the red's too close together, so let's do this. I made 10 candy canes. I might could actually do 2 trees. I think I'm going to have to do 2 of them. One in the back maybe, because it's going to be way too many to have them all right here together. And I have not Mod Podged it yet. I'm going to take the Mod Podge and do that in a minute. All right, so I'm just trying to pick out which ones I want in the front. But isn't that cool? I really like this. All right, so let me decide how many here. Oh, and some of these I went back through and I'd done 2 colors. Like this one's got pink and yellow, because I noticed some of them had 2 colors. So I did that. That actually looks pretty good. Let me see, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we'll do 5 and 5. So I'm going to make another trunk. I think that looks good. So I'm going to do another one in the back, which means I need to make another trunk real quick, and then we'll check everything out. Oh yeah, but there is one more thing we'll make before we check it out. So the last thing I want to make today is the lickable wallpaper. And the only thing I had to do for this is I just found a good picture of it on the internet, and I just printed that off. And I want to use it in the project in 2 different ways. Like the way I wanted to originally, and then a different way. Because the way I was wanting to use it originally was I wanted to take it and actually cut it into strips and make it look like wallpaper. Well, let me cut it real quick and then I'll explain it better. So my idea was to have it in strips like this, like it's just some wallpaper that they hadn't got put on the wall yet. And I'm gonna have it in the back of the little Oompa Loompa area, like they've just had some, they're sampling everything. Like they hang out back there in that little cave and they just kind of sample everything. So they've got all this stuff, hoarded up in the back there where they're just eating it and sampling it. So I thought it would be kind of cute to have some of the lickable wallpaper just kind of rolled up and laying in the back. And I can just sort of lay it sort of something like this, like they've just kind of had some of that back there. And then I've got Wonka bars back there. I'm going to have some of the candy canes and just a little bit of some of the candies laying back there. And I'm even going to have the golden egg. We're going to have one of those back there. So that's how I wanted to include the lickable wallpaper in this project. Because, the wallpaper is in a completely different part of the chocolate factory. So I just thought, how could I use it in the room that I'm building here? So I just thought it'd be a cute idea to just have, like I said, like a little area where the Oompa Loompas are just got everything and they're just testing it all out. So I'm going to get these cut and put in place. But then the other way I wanted to use it is I really liked it just like this, because he looks so cute standing in front of it. So I'm not going to do it today, but I'm going to actually make just a plain wall just to have as a backdrop for him. And I'm just going to glue that to the wall and just have it as his little display. Like if I don't want to stand him in the little diorama, he can just be displayed in front of this wall. So I thought that was cute too. So I'm going to do it this way and then have some little rolls of it just hidden around in the chocolate room. All right, and here we are. This is how the back is looking, and I'm still not loving this. I kind of still want to do something to that. I mean, it looks okay, but I'm not completely done. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. But anyway, here is the wallpaper. And I did actually put a little bit on the wall of the little cave. And then I've got a little roll of it down here where they've just had it rolled up and been, tasting that. And some of you may be thinking, what in the heck is lickable wallpaper? You see, it's got little fruits on it and you can actually taste it. The banana tastes like banana. The strawberry tastes like strawberry, and so on. And that's where the famous snozberry comes from. Well, actually, that ain't where the snozberry comes from. That word was used in another book that he had written before he did Willy Wonka. And we're not going to talk about what snozberry is. You can look that up and find it out for yourself. But it's really weird. But anyway, here's the little wallpaper and some little Wonka bars. Here's the golden egg. And I thought I was going to glue that down, but I don't want to glue it down because when I make my Oompa Loompa, I'm going to want to, pose him with it and use it in pictures with him. So I didn't want to glue it down. But here's how the back is looking. One of the lollipops I used over here. I'm going to have to move the camera. So one of the big ones I stuck back here in the back. And then I'm going to flip this around and we'll check out the front. And here's how the front is looking. It just looks so fun and magical. I really love how the candy cane tree turned out, and I actually did cram all those candy canes into that trunk instead of trying to make two trees because I didn't really think I had room for another tree. And honestly, I think I've got it full enough without being over the top. I mean, it's almost to the point of being too much, so I think I'm done. The lollipops look amazing. I'm going to, of course, do side-by-side comparisons from the movie versus my diorama here at the end of the video. Now, and then I'll get closer pictures of this too, so you can see it all better, but it looks amazing. I'm so excited. And I'm going to bump up the camera. Let me get kind of closer here. All right, so there's the little candy cane tree. That turned out really, really cute. And the Mod Podge is still wet, so it's not like completely dry yet, but it'll dry. The lollipops are just so good. That's like my favorite thing. Well, I don't know. I really like the candy cane tree too. But anyway, I guess that's all I've got for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe. And I don't know if I need to say that every time, but I just noticed most people do. They say hit that little bell button, whatever the bell button is, hit it, I guess. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.